Hey, what is up, dudes and dudettes? This is Dudediligence here, and today we're gonna talk about, well, we answer some of the Patreon questions. So on one of our most loyal Patreon member asked me a question. DD, can you do some genius math and narrow down the max price of BBIG if it squeezes? And I automatically ask back, what if it doesn't squeeze? Yes. So this video is dedicated to him because he asked that question. What is the max price of BBIG? It will, go to if it actually squeezes. In my opinion, it probably won't squeeze, considered there's not much of a volume and gamma build up for BBIG, and its price is actually very, very defined. And I can actually show you guys why the prices are really, really defined for BBIG. But just for the sake of this argument, that the most that BBIG was squeezed was probably go to about $4.6. And a lot of you are playing the spin-off, the spin-off squeeze argument. But here's the math for it, okay? So if we look at, so this is the pure TA, right? Let's just put a estimate amount of $4.2 for the max squeeze. So this is the max squeeze. So if we do the max squeeze equals 4.2, and then right now, what percent of, basically is 3.29 times 1 point something, right, equals to 4.2. So this is our maximum amount of return if we buy it, right? So if we do that, it is 4.2 divided by 3.29 equals, so it's a 27%. It's another 27% of maximum upside, okay, for BBIG. And for those who are saying, okay, like, what if it just squeezes to $5? Well, first of all, there's one thing you have to consider is, during this period of time, BBIG actually made a acquisition. So they bought something over here, okay? I can show you guys where I found this information, actually. It's under 10K, okay? So basically, somewhere around April 28th, BBIG closed the acquisition of AdRiser, whatever that is. And how much does this thing cost? It costs $38 million in cash and 10 million shares of common shares of BBIG. So literally, this entire acquisition cost BBIG around $58 million. That sounds a lot. And if we have to consider the actual fair value of the price at about the day of acquisition, that means no matter how much this stock actually worth on the day of the closing, which is on April 25th, it is $2.3? That's $2.3. So no matter how big of the squeeze is gonna go, it's gonna eventually go down to $2.3. So if we take out our pen, even if it go to 4.2, it will go like this, and it will just go straight down to this point. And what is interesting is, by the day of the spinoff, so the spinoff deal right here, so basically BBIG will become BBIG plus Cryptide, right? TYDE. And every 10 shares of BBIG you own, it will give you 1 share of Cryptide. That means on the day of the spinoff, on whatever day, right? We decided this day is the day of spinoff. Let's just say BBIG becomes $3. That means on the day of the spinoff, BBIG will automatically become 3 times 0.9 equals $2.7. Okay, let's write it over here. So on the day of spinoff, BBIG will basically apply a 0.9 discount, and that 0.1 goes to Cryptide. And all of the hype in BBIG will just evaporate, and all of the attention will go to Cryptide. So this stock will just become a junk afterwards. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So another question that people ask is, what am I supposed to do if I'm holding a lot of BBIG? Well, here's the thing you have to consider. Is it worth it when the entire market is going down and you're investing in a pseudo penny stock? Because the real value of this is less than $2.3, right? As I indicated. So is it worth it for you to cut some losses and invest in something that, potentially have a lesser of a volatility? Because if you think about this, right? Essentially, you're gambling here. What you're gambling is, you're gambling that a lot of people will pile in a lot of orders before the ex-dividend date for BBIG. So what it means is you will see a huge green candle in volume over here. So then it will induce a squeeze on the gamma side and also on the short squeeze side, I guess. So then it will go to $4.2. And what you need to consider is around $4.2, is there enough liquidity in this entire stock for you to actually sell all of your shares or liquidate all of your options that you accumulate at that point? So I assume a lot of you bought what, $3 call options and $4 call options if you guys actually think it's going to squeeze and you're looking for a 2x exit. But in reality, by the time it actually reaches $4.2, there's going to be a safety valve over here by the more institutional oriented investors or DMMs. Because they realize that the true value of this stock will be way less than $4.2. And then they will either, start buying a bunch of put, which will influence the gamma negatively, or they will actually start selling. And you will see a huge volatile movement on that particular day. And you might not even have a chance to sell at $4.2. And that's only $1 out of your $3.2 base, right? So if you do the math, $1 out of your $3.2 base, your total implied return is 31% if it squeezes. But the probability of it squeezes, I would say, is less than 10%. Because the market doesn't have enough money to make this kind of rash decisions anymore. If you go look at, NASDAQ, it's not really doing so well. If you go look at the king of all meme stock, which is AMC, you will see that AMC is already going down to the value that we indicated about a couple of months ago. We said AMC will go back to $15 and it will drop lower. This is essentially what's happening right now. And yeah, we're not financial advisors. We don't get financial advisors, and therefore everything we say on the channel is for shits and giggles. And in the next few weeks, we're gonna post a video essay on stocks on BBIG and the similarity between BBIG and MMAT. And for those of you who don't know what MMAT is, it looks like this. And this is just a warning sign for those of you who are in BBIG, because a lot of the arguments and a lot of the agreements that they enter into are very similar. See you guys on the upside.